The morning light spills gently through the window. Eleanor opens her eyes to the quiet hum of a new day. The air feels calm, the kind of calm that invites reflection. She sits on the edge of her bed, feeling the weight of 60 years. Her body whispers reminders of time, of days spent in motion and stillness. There was a time when movement came effortlessly. Now, every stretch feels like a conversation with her own bones. But today, she chooses to listen with kindness. Outside, birds sing in soft, uneven patterns. The sound reminds her that balance doesn't mean perfection. It means harmony and motion, even when things shift. She inhales deeply, her chest rising like a gentle tide. Exhale slow and steady, letting go of yesterday's stiffness. Her hands rest on her knees, warm and steady. There is strength in small beginnings, she thinks. A quiet strength that grows with each breath. The world outside begins to stir, but she stays still. This is her moment, her morning of renewal. A promise whispered through breath and body. Today she will move with grace and find her balance again. The sun climbs slowly above the horizon. Its golden light touches the curtains, painting the room with warmth. Eleanor feels it before she opens her eyes fully. That gentle heat on her skin reminds her that she is alive. She breathes in, steady and deep, letting the air fill her chest. It's a new day, and she wants to begin it differently. No rush, no noise, no endless lists to chase. Only her breath, and the quiet rhythm of morning. She slides her feet onto the floor, the wood cool beneath her toes. Her spine lengthens as she sits taller, awakening every muscle. Her hands rest on her thighs, palms open to receive calm. For a moment, she listens to the sound of her own breathing. It is soft, uneven, but real, a melody of life continuing. She rolls her shoulders back, slow and gentle. The tightness eases little by little, like a knot untangling. Her neck follows, tilting side to side, releasing hidden tension. Each movement feels like a conversation with time. The body speaks, and today she is ready to listen. Her arms lift above her head, stretching toward the ceiling. The air feels cool around her fingertips, light and free. She exhales and lets her arms fall gracefully by her sides. Her body moves like a slow dance, deliberate, quiet, patient. In her younger days, mornings began with rushing. Now they begin with gratitude. She smiles softly, remembering the years when she ignored her body's whispers. Now she understands that care begins in stillness. Her knees bend slightly as she stands, grounding her feet on the earth. She feels the floor supporting her weight, steady and kind. Her spine straightens, her core awakens, her breath deepens. Each inhale fills her with energy. Each exhale releases what's no longer needed. The stiffness that once scared her now feels like a teacher. It teaches her patience, humility, and the power of gentle persistence. She begins a slow rotation of her wrists, circling them in smooth motion. The small joints respond with quiet ease, grateful for attention. Her ankles follow, steady and deliberate. She imagines the energy traveling through her body like light. From her toes to her fingertips, she feels connected again. Balance begins not in the muscles, but in the mind. Eleanor repeats this silently, as if it were a morning prayer. Her body sways slightly as she stretches side to side. The soft pull along her ribs reminds her of breath, of space, of freedom. The sunlight grows brighter now, wrapping her in warmth. She closes her eyes and lets the light sink into her skin. For a few seconds, the world disappears. There is only her heartbeat, steady and present. She feels alive in every corner of her being. The ache in her shoulders, the strength in her legs both belong. She smiles again, not because everything is easy, but because it's real. Movement is no longer about perfection or speed. It's about feeling whole, about learning to move with care, not fear. The morning stretches on, and so does she, steady, graceful, free. Her body hums with quiet joy, her spirit lighter with every breath. Today has begun with balance, and she carries that balance forward. One breath, one stretch, one small victory at a time. Eleanor moves to the center of the room, her bare feet pressing gently into the floor. She feels the firmness beneath her heels, a reminder that balance begins from below. Her spine rises tall, like a quiet tree reaching toward the morning sky. For a moment, she closes her eyes and listens to the silence around her. It feels like the world is waiting for her to breathe. She inhales deeply, filling her lungs with clean, steady air. Her core tightens slightly, holding her steady in the center. She exhales slowly, releasing the tension that lives in her lower back. This is how she rebuilds her balance, not by force, but by attention. Years ago, she often stumbled when walking too quickly. She remembers the frustration, the loss of confidence, the fear of falling. But fear is only a shadow that fades when light returns. Now she brings her own light, awareness, patience, and breath. Her hands move to her waist, elbows wide, chest open. She twists gently to the right, feeling the stretch across her ribs. The movement is slow, thoughtful, like turning the pages of an old book. Then she rotates left, breathing into the other side. Her spine feels awake now, long and strong beneath her skin. Each rotation brings a small spark of warmth, a whisper of renewal. Her body begins to trust her again, and she trusts it in return. Balance, she realizes, is not something she must fight for. It's something she must listen to, like music beneath the noise. She takes a step back, steadying herself with her breath. Her feet find their place again, shoulder width apart. Her hands rise to shoulder height, fingers spread wide like sunlight. She feels the energy between her palms, quiet and alive. With a soft exhale, she lowers them slowly, tracing the space around her. Every movement connects arms, core, legs, breath, one continuous thread. She bends her knees slightly, letting her body sway gently side to side. The rhythm feels natural, almost like the sway of waves meeting the shore. Her balance is not perfect, but it is real, and that's enough. She smiles at her reflection in the window, soft and understanding. The woman she sees is not the same as 10 years ago. She is slower, perhaps, but wiser in the art of movement. Her balance is built not on strength alone, but on awareness. She remembers how her doctor once said, "Core stability keeps you young." Back then she nodded politely, not truly understanding. Now every twist, every stretch, every deep breath proves it true. The muscles beneath her ribs support her spine like roots support a tree. They hold her upright, confident and free. She straightens, places one hand over her heart, one on her abdomen. Her breathing is steady now, deep and calm. Balance begins here, she whispers softly, in breath and intention. Outside, the wind rustles through the trees, echoing her quiet rhythm. She stands for a moment longer, feeling whole and centered. The fear of falling no longer visits her in the morning. Instead, there is trust, in her body, in time, in the practice of stillness. Eleanor takes one last breath and smiles again. She feels strong, not in youth but in grace. The balance she sought was never lost, it was simply waiting to be found. The morning air feels warmer now, as Eleanor begins to move her arms. She raises them slowly, lifting through her shoulders with care. There is a soft crackle in her joints, a sound she knows well. It no longer frightens her, it feels like a sign of awakening. Her fingers stretch wide, reaching for the ceiling, reaching for life. Then she exhales, lowering her arms back to her sides. Her shoulders roll backward in slow circles, smooth and rhythmic. Each rotation melts away the weight that rested there for years. She feels the tension of old memories dissolve, little by little. The shoulders that once carried worry now learn to let go. Eleanor closes her eyes and continues, circling forward this time. She imagines brushing away the dust of old burdens. Her breath syncs with her motion. Inhale, lift, exhale, release. Her muscles begin to warm, blood flowing freely beneath her skin. A soft smile forms without thought. She remembers when lifting her arms once felt impossible. Those mornings after long nights, when pain whispered at every movement. But now there is lightness, not just in her body but in her heart. Her arms, once tired from decades of care and work, now feel graceful. They have held children, carried groceries, comforted loved ones. Now they move for her, a quiet act of self-kindness. She raises one arm again, reaching diagonally toward the sky. Her torso follows, stretching through the ribs and waist. The pull feels deep but gentle, like a thread unwinding tension. Then she switches sides, moving with calm precision. The air moves with her, a silent partner in her morning ritual. Every breath feels like a bridge between effort and peace. She places her hands on her shoulders, drawing small circles with her elbows. The movement reminds her of painting in the air, slow and intentional. She feels strength returning, not in bursts but in steady waves. Her joints open like doors she thought were locked forever. She laughs softly, surprised by the joy in something so simple. The sound echoes lightly in the quiet room. Her shoulders lift, roll, and relax again, releasing what's left of stiffness. She pauses for a moment, breathing into the new space she's created. There is warmth there, a living warmth, gentle and true. She spreads her arms wide, palms facing outward. It feels like an embrace of the morning, of herself, of everything. This motion reminds her of openness, of saying yes to life again. She holds the stretch for a few breaths, her chest expanding with gratitude. Then she lets go, lowering her arms with care. Her fingers tingle lightly, alive with energy. Eleanor thinks of how her body speaks in sensations, not words. Every stretch is a conversation, every breath a promise to continue. Her shoulders now feel lighter, her arms fluid and free. She looks toward the window, where sunlight dances on the floor. Her reflection glows softly in the glass, serene and grounded. These movements, she realizes, are not about exercise. They are about remembrance of what her body can still do. The day stretches ahead, and so does she, filled with ease and quiet pride. Her arms rest gently at her sides, ready for whatever comes next. Eleanor steps closer to the window, feeling the cool floor beneath her feet. The morning sun touches her ankles, warm and gentle, like a friendly greeting. She takes a deep breath and bends one knee slightly, shifting her weight. Her legs feel strong today, though they carry the stories of a lifetime. She remembers long walks in the park, hurried steps through rain, and slow strolls with friends. Each step in her past built the rhythm she now carries inside. She lifts one heel off the floor, balancing softly on her toes. Her calf tightens, her ankle steadies, her breath stays calm. She lowers it back down and switches sides, steady and mindful. Her movements are quiet, deliberate, a conversation with her own balance. Once she used to fear losing stability, afraid her legs might fail her. But now she understands that strength grows through kindness, not pressure. Her knees bend slightly as she exhales, easing into a gentle squat. Her hands float forward for balance, her spine remains tall. The muscles in her thighs awaken with a slow, steady burn. She holds the position, feeling grounded, feeling alive. Then she rises, breathing in deeply, the air filling her chest with calm. Her breath moves through her legs like a soft current of energy. She repeats the motion, slower this time, savoring every second. Her body moves like water, fluid, patient, unforced. She stands tall again, feet rooted, heart light. The sunlight grows brighter, touching her shins, her knees, her hips. Her legs have carried her through joy and sorrow, through years and changes. They have been her foundation, silent but faithful. She bends forward slightly, reaching for her knees. Her fingertips rest gently on them, tracing small circles. The warmth spreads through her joints, easing away the morning stiffness. She bends deeper, letting her hands slide toward her ankles. Her back stretches long, her hamstrings awaken, her breath steady. The pull feels deep but kind, like an old friend reminding her to listen. She rises slowly, vertebra by vertebra, until she stands tall again. Her balance feels natural now, a quiet strength blooming from within. She takes a few steps around the room, feeling the rhythm of her stride. Each step feels deliberate, each movement a quiet celebration. Her toes press gently into the floor, guiding her body forward. She turns in a slow circle, testing her balance, smiling softly. Movement, she realizes, is not about perfection. It's about connection with breath, with earth, with herself. She begins a gentle leg stretch, extending one leg forward. Her foot flexes, her calf tightens, her heart remains steady. Then she lowers it, switching sides with calm precision. The stretch feels like renewal, like a promise to keep going. Eleanor closes her eyes for a moment, breathing in the feeling of strength. Her legs hum with warmth, alive and awake. They no longer feel heavy or hesitant. They feel like wings grounded in trust. She opens her eyes and looks outside, where the world moves slowly. Every step she takes from now on, she thinks, will be a step in gratitude. Not rushed, not forced, but guided by the rhythm of life itself. Her legs are ready to carry her forward, balanced and free. Eleanor stands in the center of the room again, her body awake and alive. The light through the window glows golden, soft against her skin. She takes a slow breath, feeling her chest rise and fall in rhythm. Now it is time to connect everything, the arms, the legs, the breath. She begins to move gently, her hands lifting with her inhale. They rise above her head, palms facing each other, graceful and calm. As she exhales, her arms drift down, her knees soften, her body flows. The movement feels like water, smooth and unbroken. Inhale, rise. Exhale, release. Her body begins to remember the natural rhythm of life. Each breath carries her forward, each motion feels like a quiet song. There is no rush, no need to reach perfection. The beauty lies in the continuity, in the space between motion and rest. She feels her spine stretch, her shoulders open, her core steady. Her breath fills every corner of her body, a silent wave of warmth. The flow continues, arms sweep to the side, torso turns gently. Her hips follow, moving with grace, not force. She feels like she's painting circles in the air, invisible but full of intention. Her breath becomes music now, soft and steady. Inhale through the nose, slow and deep. Exhale through the mouth, quiet and long. She notices how everything in her moves together, breath, body, mind. It's a dance of presence, not performance. Her arms extend once more, reaching forward as she bends slightly. The stretch travels from her shoulders to her fingertips, alive and awake. She exhales and folds gently, releasing into the flow. Her back rounds slightly, her head bows, her breath deepens. When she rises again, it feels like lifting from the ocean floor. The air around her feels lighter now, clearer, full of calm energy. Her heartbeat matches the rhythm of her breathing, quiet and sure. This flow is not about strength but connection. The connection between movement and meaning, effort and ease. Eleanor moves through the sequence once more, eyes half closed. The world outside disappears, leaving only breath and light. Each motion feels like a prayer, simple, honest, whole. She inhales again, raising her arms with intention and gratitude. Her palms meet above her head, fingers touching the still air. Then slowly, she lets them drift back to her heart. Her fingertips rest on her chest, feeling the pulse beneath. The rhythm is calm, balanced, steady. She whispers softly to herself, "This is peace." Her body feels open, her spirit light. The stiffness of the morning has turned into fluid motion. Every joint, every muscle feels connected and alive. The flow has brought her to a place beyond movement. It has brought her to herself. Eleanor stands tall, breathing deeply, eyes closed once more. The world feels wider now, her body grounded yet free. She smiles quietly, feeling the air move through her fingers again. This moment is enough, complete, calm, alive. And as her breath slows, she knows the flow will stay within her. A rhythm to return to, whenever life asks her to move again. The room is quiet now, filled with soft afternoon light. Eleanor stands still, her breath slow and steady, her body calm. The flow of movement has settled into silence, and the silence feels full. She brings her hands together in front of her chest, palms touching gently. Her heart beats softly beneath her fingers, warm and alive. This is her favorite part, the stillness after the movement. It feels like the world is breathing with her, in perfect rhythm. She takes a slow inhale, deep and peaceful. The air travels through her lungs, her ribs expanding gently. Then she exhales, letting everything go: tension, thought, expectation. Each breath feels like a wave retreating back to the sea. Her feet are grounded, firm but light, resting against the floor. She feels her balance not only in her body, but in her mind. It's as if her thoughts have softened, no longer rushing ahead. Eleanor slowly opens her eyes, letting light fill her vision. The world outside the window glows with quiet gold. Birds move across the sky, clouds drift without hurry. Everything seems slower now, kinder. She lifts her arms once more, this time not for exercise but gratitude. Her palms open toward the sky as if to say thank you. Thank you to her body for showing up today. Thank you to her breath for carrying her through every moment. Thank you to time itself for moving gently enough for her to follow. She lowers her arms slowly, the movement soft as a sigh. Her fingertips brush against her sides, grounding her again. For a few breaths she stands in silence, listening inward. There is peace in the steady rhythm of her heart. There is stillness, but also life, gentle, flowing, endless. Eleanor thinks about all the years behind her. How many mornings began with pain, hesitation, or doubt? And how many times she rose anyway, searching for calm? Now she knows that balance isn't found in effort. It's found in awareness, in kindness toward herself. The years have taught her that aging isn't a loss of strength. It's a deepening of grace, a quiet unfolding of wisdom. Her body may move slower, but it moves with more meaning. Every stretch, every breath, every pause carries purpose. She smiles softly, her reflection faint in the window glass. The woman looking back at her stands tall, calm, radiant. Not perfect, not unchanged, but beautifully alive. Eleanor closes her eyes once more, placing one hand over her heart. Her pulse beats steady beneath her palm, a quiet song of life. She whispers to herself, barely audible, "I am here, I am whole." The words drift into the air like a promise. She inhales deeply one last time, filling her lungs with light. Then she exhales, slow and free, releasing all that no longer serves. The world outside continues to move, but she stays grounded. The day will go on, but this peace will stay with her. Every step she takes from now on will carry the echo of this stillness. Eleanor smiles again, her spirit light, her body at ease. She has found her rhythm, her breath, her balance. And within that balance, she has found herself again. The light outside begins to fade, turning soft and silver. Eleanor stands by the window, her breath calm and even. The day feels complete, her body light, her mind quiet. She smiles gently, feeling gratitude settle deep in her chest. Balance, she thinks, is not something we chase. It's something we create, one breath at a time. Her body hums softly with warmth, a quiet reminder of life. Every stretch, every pause, every breath has brought her here. She looks out at the evening sky, painted with soft gold and gray. The world feels slower now, kinder, easier to belong to. She whispers a thank you, not to anyone but to everything. To her body, her breath, her time, her years. She feels peace, not loud or bright, but steady and whole. The kind of peace that stays when the movement ends. She inhales deeply, holding the air for a heartbeat longer. Then she exhales, smiling as she lets it all go. Tomorrow will come, and she will move again. But for now, this stillness is enough. Her heart is calm, her spirit steady. In balance, she has found her freedom.